Hi, my name's Eric. We're here at A+ Japanese Auto Repair. Today we're going to talk to you about tires. And we just happen to be doing a couple tires here on a Mazda, but today's really a show and tell on a couple things. Number one, when should you replace your tires? Number two, what sort of items do you look at when you want to purchase new tires? And number three, when you actually get your tires changed, what are people doing? So we're going to go ahead and let's kick it off with number one. Bring the camera on in here. I'm going to show you the old tire and the new tire. Great, so can you see the tires down here all right? Come in a little bit closer. So the one thing I want to point out here is this item here, it goes all the way across. This is called a tire wear bar. And when the tire tread gets the same depth as this tire wear bar, that's when the tires need to be changed. Now you'll notice this one has a little bit of room here before it gets to the tread depth, but this one is straight all the way across. So the lowest point on the tire is going to dictate that it's time to change the tire. The second thing I look at here on these tires, I'll hold it up to the side. This is called the sidewall. So this is the side of the tire. We also look for any sort of age cracking, any sort of damage, and so forth. So this is the old tire. Let me show you what the new tire looks like. It has a different tread pattern. However, all the way down at the bottom, it still has this tread bar going all the way across. So that's when you know it's time for tires. Either you have some sidewall damage, or you've worn down far enough to where you're here at the wear bar. Okay, so number two, what is it that you look for when you purchase a new tire? So all these tires have a bunch of numbers and names and so forth on the side. So I'm going to show you this new tire here, 205/50 R17. That's literally the size of the tire, how wide the tire is, and then the rim size. That's the metal piece that goes in the middle of the tire. So this is a 17-inch rim. The next two numbers stand for speed and load rating. So load is how much weight can this tire hold, and the speed rating is how fast this tire is rated to safely. So the letter V is a speed rating, the 93 is the load rating. Each car has a recommended speed and load rating, and so I would just go by the manufacturer's recommendation. Although some people like a higher performance tire, they can go up, but I would never recommend to go below the speed and load rating. The last thing you look for here is the tread wear, the traction, and the temperature. So the tread wear is the number of how fast this tire will wear out or how long it will last. So the tread wear is at 500. Typically I'll add 2 zeros on the end of this number. So 500 would equal 50,000 miles. That's just a general rule of thumb. It could be anywhere between 40 and 60 depending on how you drive. Traction A and temperature A, that's the highest rating. I wouldn't go anywhere below A, especially on passenger cars, trucks, normal driving, and so forth. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do here, we've talked about the new tires and the old tires. Let's actually talk about what it means when we change the tires. So right behind me here, this is that Mazda that we're changing the tires on. This is the rim. So essentially, we just took this tire off. I'm not going to show you how the machine works, but I want to give you a general sense of what's going on. So every time we take the tire off, we actually inspect the rim. We look for signs of damage, cracking, anything that's bent or out of order, out of place. The second thing I'm going to show you, this is called a tire pressure monitor, and these have a battery in them. They last right about 10 years or so. So every time we change tires, we will advise the client if it's come up on that time frame that this would be the right time to change the tire pressure monitor. That's something we do keep in stock, so we can take it out. It has to be reprogrammed to the car, and then we put a new one in. These are on all the newer cars. The older cars, it's just a simple valve stem, and that valve stem goes into the bottom of the rim and comes out the top. So either you're going to get a new valve stem or you're going to get a new tire pressure monitor when we do the tire change. So now that that rim's been inspected, everything looks okay, we put back on the actual tire. So we just start it here, it gets all, we get it basically lubed up in order to make that tire slide onto the rim nicely. Once that's done, we take the tire over here. This is the tire balance machine. And we just set it up here, it goes on the balancer, it spins, and it gives a sense of, like let's say you're driving down a road, you get that tire spinning, and we want to balance the tire so that you don't get any steering wheel shake. Once that tire's been mounted, once the tire's been balanced, the next step is actually to put the tire back on the car. So we'll go ahead and mount the tire here. We'll make sure that this surface is nice and clean and dry. There's no damage. And we put that on and we torque all the wheels down. And one really good rule of thumb is to match your tires. So if you're going to change, if the right front tire has damage, you typically want to change the right front and the left front at the same time. The only way that you wouldn't want to do that is if the left front was already in very good condition. But typically you change tires in pairs, so that would be the left and the right would be changed. And then when it comes time, you change the left and the right on the rear versus the front. So anyways, that's tires for today. If you have any other questions, give us a call, 650-595-2277. Again, my name's Eric. I'm one of the head technicians here. Thanks so much.